Devushmita's Wellbeing. This is Devushmita Nath, counseling psychologist and graphologist. Before I begin today's episode, I would like to thank all the subscribers and viewers for your immense support. Thank you so much. After a couple of weeks, I am uploading a video and I am talking to you all. Really very sorry for that, but there are two main reasons for this. One is I was really very busy with my very hectic schedule of counseling lined up all one after the other. And the second reason was I was also not mentally well because there were bad news coming from different corners. I have lost one of my student due to COVID. So this is really very sad and very unfortunate, and it took time for me to come out of it and talk to you. But then I have realized one thing, that then what kind of immense pain that the people who have lost their near and dear ones in COVID, they are going through. And therefore I think as a psychologist that grief counseling is very important right now. In fact, many of the clients are coming for grief counseling nowadays. So today's discussion will be on grief counseling and how to deal with this loss that we are losing. Many of us, we have lost our near and dear ones. How to deal with this loss? Who has already, the World Health Organization has already pointed out that this pathological grief will be one of the top ranking emotional problem in near future, and that's a real concern for today's society. So the question arises that why this particular grief, the grief of losing your loved ones, this grief is different or much more intense than the grief when you lose your loved one in any other natural cause. So to answer this question, I would like to say that the first thing is that for COVID-19, we are not being able to take care of our near and dear ones. Once they are hospitalized or they have to stay separately in one room, they have to isolate themselves. So we are not being able to directly take care of our loved ones. That is creating a sense of guilt, a sense of helplessness in us. So in this way, COVID is quite different from any other disease where we are able to take care of our near and dear ones. So that is the reason that why this particular grief is much more intense. The next thing is that not being able to perform the death rituals properly, because many of us, we believe that performing the death rituals properly will help the soul to rest in peace. Right, so in many religions this is believed. However, for COVID, what is happening, it's not being possible to perform the death ritual as usual. So that is also creating a discontentment in the mind of the family members. Moreover, COVID-19, death due to COVID-19 is quite unpredictable and untimely in most of the cases. Moreover, once we are losing our family member or our close relative, we are not being able to share our grief, our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts with the relatives, which is possible in any other disease. Since once a person has died because of COVID, the immediate family members or the close relatives also have to stay in isolation. And since during this lockdown period, or we are not supposed to move from one place to another place, or we are not supposed to socialize, and so it's very difficult to stay at home and to fight with your own grief, with your own negative emotions, with your own sadness and with your own tears. Another thing is that a very important point, that there is always an anxiety in us that maybe I will be the next victim of COVID, or my family member will be the next victim of COVID. And once affected in COVID, it's very difficult to get treatment also, because the hospitals and the nursing homes, it's quite filled up, and so to get a proper treatment, that is also very difficult. To arrange medicine, to arrange the oxygen, to arrange vaccines, it's really a very difficult job right now. and that is also creating a huge amount of anxiety and helplessness in the mind of people. So now we will see that how to deal with this kind of situation. The first thing is that we have to understand that I am not alone. The entire nation is suffering from this same situation. Many of us have lost our close people, our close relatives, family members, close friends. So I am not alone. There are many people in this world who are going through the same pain, the same emotion along with me. The second thing is we have to accept the loss. This is very important, and this is advised to any other grief counseling, that we have to accept the loss. We have, because death is inevitable, and the person was suffering. So once the person was suffering physically and mentally, maybe it was okay for that person to leave this world, otherwise the pain would have been worse for him or her. The person was not living properly in a healthy condition, right? So in this way we have to, though it's very difficult and very tough to accept, but we have to accept the fact. And once we are able to accept the fact slowly, it becomes easier for us to deal with the situation. The third point is very important, that is we need to connect to our relatives and close family members over phone, over mail, over text messages, over video call, etc. to connect to them and to discuss happy memories. I repeat, to discuss happy memories about the person whom we have lost. Generally what happens whenever we lose a close member of ours, we go into depression, we feel very sad, and we don't feel like talking to anybody, and we don't feel like connecting to any other person. But in this point of time, we are so very vulnerable to depression, anxiety and stress, that it's very important to have a good social support. And this social support is only possible through effective communication with your friends and family, obviously through virtual platforms, because we are not being able to go anywhere, or they also will not be able to come to your place. So through virtual medium, it's very important to connect to them and to discuss happy memories and not sad memories about the person, because that will make you more sad. But while discussing the happy memories, it will obviously make you relieve your stress a bit. There are also different self-help groups. So you can also, in internet there are many help groups available in social networking sites also. I would not like to name any one of them, because this is not a promotional video. I would not name any self-support group, self-help group, but there are many self-help group in the internet. So to find out a self-help group and to connect to them, and you can see their videos, you can talk to them, and finally you can overcome your grief. Moreover, any kind of creative practice also helps to overcome grief. For example, writing about your own feelings and emotions. No matter what kind of emotions you are feeling, maybe it's a very negative emotion, but still it is important to write down your emotion, pen down your emotion. So once you are writing down your emotions, thoughts and feelings, it's in most of the cases it is noticed that it's relieved. The intensity of that pain is much less severe once you write about it. Moreover, other creative activities like reading, listening to music, gardening, all this can also help to overcome grief. Another thing is meditation, yoga, exercise, spiritual practices can also help to deal with grief. So this is also suggested in case of grief counseling, that you engage yourself in deep breathing, exercise, yoga, meditation or spiritual practice. If you believe in certain things, then you can also go for that. That always will help you to gain an inner peace. In kind of meditation, exercise, yoga, which helps to gain inner peace, which is very important in this period of time. Another point is to work together. Working together means all the family members should sit together and eat, should take a walk maybe on the terrace or in the nearby lawn or in the garden, should cook in the kitchen together. So, and also should talk to each other very frequently. So when all the family members are undergoing the same pain or undergoing the same grief, and they are together very firmly connected to each other, then the grief obviously, the intensity of the grief is much lesser, and it's easier to overcome grief in that case. Now, another thing is that sometimes, the children, if they have lost their parents, or maybe a person with whom they were very closely connected, in that case, I would suggest, if the grief is really severe and you are seeing that the child is withdrawing himself from the daily activities of life, not eating properly, in that case I would suggest you to consult a child psychologist, because for children what happens, they are not being able to say a lot of things. All many of things, all the negative emotions, it get bottled up inside, and it's really difficult, especially if a child is in his developmental period, or in adolescent age, when the child is still growing, is a teenager or a kid. So in that case, we have to handle the situation. It's a very sensitive situation. We have to handle it accordingly. However, if the grief is not that intense, so in that case, you can engage him or her in different kind of activities, maybe playing, drawing, talking to him or her, and you can also help the child to connect to his or her friend. So lastly, I would suggest that if you are experiencing depression, suicidal tendencies, a complete withdrawal from daily activities, acute sleep disturbance, in that case you must consult a psychologist who will be able to help you to overcome your problem and to deal with the situation better. So I think in that case, if the situation is really severe and it's really a very serious situation, so that need to be taken care of, and obviously a psychologist will be a better person to help you in that case. So the episode ends here, and in the next episode I will be bringing some very interesting topic for you. Stay happy, stay connected, think positive,